What's up, HF fam? So here's a long overdue video for you. You've just received your beautiful new moneymaker, so now what? What do you do with it? How do you put it on? How do you wear it? This video is all about helping you get the correct fit and then showing you also what not to do with this strap. Here is the cotton bag that your back saver comes in. You can keep this bag and use it for all sorts of stuff. People use it to keep it in their camera bag to throw batteries and junk in. So let's pull the moneymaker out and have a look at it. I've got here, and notice on the bag is a tag here. It shows you what the product is, but it also has a little basic set of instructions right there on the tag. So let's open up the bag and you'll pull out the moneymaker, and the first thing you'll notice is that this is super high quality leather. And this one is the water buffalo tan. It's got that nice texture throughout, and it is a little bit stiff at first, but do not misjudge soft leather for high quality leather, because here's the thing, with nice thick leather you can always break it in, and you can break it in quickly, but it's going to mold to your body, whereas just soft and cheap leather, you can't actually make that nicer. It'll just get worse from there. So the whole idea is we give you the highest quality leather from the strongest portion of the cowhide that will last forever. And the thing is, it will mold to your body and feel perfect. So let's put this on and see how it fits. You take it on, put it on. Where is the strap sitting? The D-rings are over your shoulder. The adjustment buckle should be here in the lower back. Ideally, you want the sliders to fall about 4 inches below the armpit here. And as you can see, this one's actually a little bit too big because I just put it on and threw it on. But you're gonna have to put it on and feel and judge what works best for you. It's best to have some arm bend when you reach down and grab your camera. You do not want to be reaching down low for your camera. It needs to be at a comfortable reach with some arm bend. Generally speaking, your moneymaker ship already set to the 4th hole, which is about the middle. But take note of where the strap is fitting on you, and now take it off, and now we'll adjust it, and I'll show you how to adjust it accordingly to fit your body. So the first thing you want to do is take the belt keepers and you want to slide these up and out of the way. And then you want to grab our patented buckle right here, and then just break it like it's a stick. So there's a little lock there, you'll see. So you just take it and just pull it down. And sometimes it's a little bit stiff at first, but the leather will relax over time. And the main thing is these do lock in, so they are going to be a little bit stiff, but if you just break it down, don't be afraid to be forceful with it. You're going to push it out now and feed it out through the buckle and off that other lock. And so now it's totally free. And now you have our patented buckles right here. You're going to pull those off, and then you're going to slide it through. And so for me, I like to wear it on a size small. I like to wear it in the middle. So that's where I'm going to go ahead and put it on the 4th hole in. So I'll just move this to wherever the 4th hole is. I got it in. And so now I'll just hook it back up. And a quick note here, when you're setting this back up, when you lay it out, you'll notice it makes an X shape, but when it's attached, it's going to make more of a figure 8 shape. So if you look here, this is the same strap, and this is the second strap. You don't want to attach this to the same strap because then it won't be set up properly. You want to hook one end to the opposite end of the strap so you get that figure 8 here. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back in on the 4th. I got it there in the 4th hole. So I'll put it in, lock it, and pull it through. And then I'm going to bring down these belt keepers, and I always set up one at the bottom and then one at the top. And again, and also these belt keepers are pretty tight as well, and that's so they'll stay in place. So now I'm going to go ahead and adjust this buckle and put it in. Pull it through and lock it back in. Put the belt keepers there, and now it's all set. Now I'm going to show you one more trick before I put this back on and test it out. One quick way to help the break-in process, if you want to do that, I prefer not doing that. I just like to throw it on and wear it and let it mold to my body perfectly. But if you want to grab the strap and fold it over, it's called the fold and roll technique. So you fold it and you roll it the entire length of the strap, just like this. You don't want to pinch too hard, you don't do it fully crease it. Just bend it over, and you can tell when there's a good amount of resistance there. You'll just roll it through your fingers, and what you'll do is you'll roll that through the full length of the strap, and you'll feel right away the fibers breaking down and getting softer. And so now let's put the strap on and see where it's fitting and see if it's right. Okay, so now I got it back on, and this is the bridal tan. I switched over from the water buffalo tan to the bridal tan, just so you can see the different colors and how it can work on different outfits. So I've got it on, and the main thing is I love for my shackles to be right about at my belt line here, because this way when I attach my belt anchors to it later, it'll hook in perfectly. And also that puts it at the right distance for it to have some good arm bend here. Again, you don't want your cameras way down here. And those slider portions are just about 4 inches below the armpit. And like I did mention earlier, you may have to get used to this setup, it being so high, or it may not just fit your frame or your body better. So you can be the judge if you want to wear it tighter or looser than how I have it set. But ideally speaking, you definitely don't want your cameras hanging way down here. Let's look at how to attach the cameras to it. So first thing you'll notice is we've got on our shackle, we have our safety catch with a split ring on the end. and then a screw on the shackle. And also a side note, these screws are sold individually. 2 comes free with the MoneyMaker and 1 comes free with the Solo. But if you want extras to keep on all your cameras or lenses, then you can buy those separately on the website. So first things first, let's start with the safety catches. You want these to hook to the left side lug mount of your camera. So you're gonna orient this to also the left side of the shackle. So when it's on the left side of the shackle, it will then reach up to the left side of the camera without anything being out of whack. So first thing you'll do is attach your split ring to the left side lug mount of your camera. So I'll pull my camera out here. I've already got one attached just for speed, but you'll attach it right here to the left side lug mount of your camera. That way, when your shackle's attached, your safety catch can hook right here. And so like your Nikon and other cameras might have a triangle split ring or its own split ring installed there, just remove that, take that off and put ours on. Ours is round, it holds up to 100 pounds, so they're very strong, very durable, and they work a little bit better with our safety catch installed. So next, you've got our camera screw. And what you'll notice in our camera screw is that there's also a locking mechanism built in. Again, it's one of our patents that we have in our MoneyMaker. We've got several in the MoneyMaker. This is a little piece that helps it lock in place when you screw it in. So you'll just screw this into the tripod screw mount on your camera. You screw that in, and then you're gonna just attach your strap to the camera. So one way I do it is I'll use my fingers to stabilize the loop there, and I'll clip it in. Once I get that on, and then I'm gonna hit the safety catch here. So now you're all hooked up and you're ready to go. So then the next test is, where is it gonna fall here, and then bring it up to your eye and seeing how all that fits and moves. And so we'll look over how to adjust your slider, because these sliders are also adjustable. So again, this is the smaller version of the buckle we use on the original MoneyMaker. It's got the locks built in. And so now you'll notice there's extra holes here, so you can move this strap either way. So you're gonna just break it off and then push it through. And then in this case, I'll tighten it up 1 notch, and that will take it about 1 inch tighter. So if you're a shorter frame, maybe you don't have a really long neck, I don't know. Just some people enjoy it not hanging so deep, and also they just don't need the extra space there. So you can tighten that up there, or you can loosen it up 1 extra notch. So you can go either direction and lock it back in place, and you're all set. Okay, so I've got both cameras attached, and today I just had my small cameras in my remograapher bag. Sometimes I carry big cameras. Today was small cameras, so I won't be able to show you my big lenses and stuff, but I'll explain it. It works all the same. Let's first look at getting out of the strap. So the great thing about this strap is how quickly you can detach. So if you need to get that weird angle shot high up or something, you can just quickly get out and use your camera and then put it back in. So let's first look at detaching, and then we'll look at reattaching it back. So I've got my leather safety lanyards here. Pull that off, and now look, you've got your loop here and your shackle. What you're going to want to do is grab the pull tab here and position the shackle, the exit of the shackle here, to the loop. So you want that loop right here down to the end, and you're just going to pull. Once it's there, you just pull. And now you need that resistance on the swing arm. This is a very heavy spring here inside the mechanism, so you need the resistance on the spring arm for it to pop out, or else it's not gonna just pull out and open up accidentally on its own. That's what I love about these shackles, is how durable they are. They hold about 2,000 pounds. I don't know why you'd ever carry that much, but that's what they're rated for. Plus, they're really easy to use. So again, what I'm gonna do is position that shackle to the end of the loop here, and then just pull, and you're out. And then when I'm hooking back in, what I'll do is I'll use my fingers to stabilize the loop. I don't do that all the time, but if I need to, I will. I'll just stabilize the loop. And when I put in, I'm just going to sort of push it into the camera and then pull that spring back out, and that will allow it to close, and then I let go. So again, out, and then going back in. You see how quickly that is to get in and out to the camera. So if you gotta get out quick and then put your cameras back on quick, you're all set. When using long lenses, I always recommend attaching our little screw mount to the collar of your long lens. Like a 7200 lens is long, and it's got the extra collar mount in the middle of the lens. You wanna put your screw there. That will allow the camera to hang evenly and not dip down and hang down. And see, if you put it to the camera body and then put a long lens on it, that's gonna cause the camera just to tip downwards, just like this, but your long lens will be going all the way down. So I recommend connecting it straight to the lens collar mount. That way the camera will hang evenly and your weight will be evenly distributed. So now we've covered the basics of setup and how to use the strap. This is the part of the video where I get to lampoon all of you guys who wear it incorrectly. Okay, just kidding. So you want the D-rings positioned over the shoulders, and you want the adjustment buckles in the rear, and you want it to be about 4 inches below the armpit. Now what you see here, this is way too big, and I've seen people wear it this big. Now you definitely don't want to grab your strap, throw it on, and wear it this loose and this big. Wearing something this loose puts all sorts of play in your cameras. You don't want your cameras bouncing off your thighs and your knees and your strap flopping around. See, wearing your gear this low really is not comfortable long term, and it also keeps you from kneeling down and moving around properly. And also when your cameras are hanging down this low, you're putting a lot of swing and sway in them on your back, your shoulders, and in the cameras. It is not good for your gear getting that kind of bounced around. It's also not good for your back. So the first thing is, don't wear your strap too big. The next thing that I see sometimes is people wearing it upside down. This is another uncomfortable way to wear the MoneyMaker. Having your buckles on the shoulders, the adjustment buckles here on the shoulders, is not comfortable here, and also it puts the D-rings right down here. Why would you put D-rings down here where you can't use them? I have no idea. But sometimes people will throw in their MoneyMaker not paying attention, and they're like, man, this doesn't feel right. Well, it's probably because it's on upside down. So you want to have a look. You don't want to have these buckles here on your shoulders. So the easiest thing I do, again, this is my MoneyMaker on that's way too large. You don't want to wear it too large, and you don't want to wear it upside down. But I always grab my strap and I orient it to where the D-rings are. So I see those D-rings and I'm just going to put it on like a jacket at that point. And this way I know that it's going to be on the right way every time. So another way that I've seen that people will wear it incorrectly, and sometimes it's probably they're just throwing it on quickly, I don't know, but I've seen pictures of it, is they're wearing it crossed against itself. Now I mentioned earlier how this makes a nice figure 8 right here. So you can see that it makes sort of a figure 8 like that, and each strap is hooked to the opposite strap. Sometimes I'll see people put it on to where they'll put it on, let's see here, they'll grab it and put it on like this, where it's pulling against itself. So I'll put that on to show you how that looks. So now I've got it on, and again, I don't know how this happens. I've just seen pictures of it. I'm like, oh my gosh, that cannot be good. So they've got a D-ring on one side and a buckle on the other. I'll turn around so you can see the back. And so you can see it's crossed against itself, and that is terribly uncomfortable, and it also can lead to failure on the strap. So again, the main thing is, when orienting your strap to put it on, and I'm working with my Water Buffalo Burgundy here, and this is a size large, and I'm not a large guy, so it doesn't fit good. But the main thing is knowing where those D-rings are. And if you don't have D-rings on your strap, you might have the skinny, well, knowing where the shoulder pads are. The shoulder pads are gonna go right over here, just like the D-rings go right over here. And if you don't have D-rings, you can look for the logo. The logo is always gonna be right side up, and you generally fall in this area of your body. So if it's not falling there, then you've got it on wrong. So I'll grab where the D-rings are, or I'll look, I see that the logo's right there. So I'm gonna grab it and just put it on. And now this is a size large, so it's way too big, but still the logo is still in this area, even though on a large. So I know that I've got it on at least properly, even though I'm wearing it incorrectly. Okay, and lastly, is now that you know that the D-rings are going over your shoulders and you got everything sitting properly, sometimes if you wear it a little loose, now this one isn't loose on me, this is exactly how it should fit on you, but sometimes if it's a little loose, what you'll notice is your strap just starts winding back like this and sliding backwards. And what that'll do is I put the D-rings way in the back side, in your back and not here, but also shifts the weight of the overall strap to the lower part of your back and not the strongest portion of your back. So then what you'll do is, first of all, if it's doing that, you'll know you're probably wearing your MoneyMaker a little too loose. You can grab your D-rings and just pull them back. And what you'll notice is your D-rings are usually about, kind of on the front side of your body. You got one D-ring here and one D-ring in the back. And that allows you to help you make sure that you've got it in the right place and the back isn't drifting. So I'm gonna turn around and show you what it looks like when it's just too far down. So as you'll notice here, if your strap shifts, now your D-rings are in the back. They're not in the front, but they're in the back. And then you'll see where the axis point is lower down, where it should be, but it should be right there, crossing evenly over the strongest portion of your back. All right, and the last thing I want to cover when using the strap properly is how to take it off and put it on. You never put your strap on with the cameras attached. Never take your strap off with the cameras attached, because what will happen is it can cause the one side of the strap as you take it off with the weight of the camera just to drop down. So first of all, it's going to drop, and now you're going to have the center axis point getting pulled opposite of itself with weight going one way, weight going the other way. So that is potentially not good on your strap at all, but also it's not good on your cameras if it falls and hits the ground. And then also, as you take it off when there's weight attached, it's gonna cause your strap to flip and turn against itself when there's no need for that. So main thing is, I don't want people damaging their cameras. So always take your camera off, set it down, and then take the strap off. So the one way I take it off is I just take my hand and I just slide it through like that. And now it's coming off very easily without any tangle or anything. And then I'll just grab it, and then I'll grab it right here at the D-rings and I'll lay it down. So now it's laid down perfectly all the time. And as I put it back on, again, like I showed you guys, I'm gonna make sure the cameras are not attached, and then I'm gonna find those D-rings, or at least where that logo's at, and then just put it on like it's a backpack. and then get the arms through. And then of course you want to make sure your collar's all perfect and your shirt's ready for your shoot so you're looking good and fresh. And then you attach your cameras and you go to work. Now we've gone over the setup and how to use it. Let's look at a few tips and tricks and best practices for your moneymaker. And first is break-in. I'm a big proponent of you using and wearing the gear in order to break it in, instead of using oils and waxes and greases to make it softer. I showed you the fold and roll technique, which works really well, but beyond that, put your strap on and use it, even just for going out in quick shoots on the weekend to help to quickly break it in before your wedding, whatever. But the main thing is use the strap, wear it, and let it mold to your body because it will take on your form. See, the big thing is here, you don't want this to be an extra piece of gear that you're throwing on your body. You want this to feel a part of you, and that's why I've designed the leather that we have. Like, this is our bridal tan leather. I had this specifically designed just for us, for that main purpose of this feeling like it becomes a part of your body and not just like an extra piece of gear. So you want to feel a part of you. So breaking it in properly, which means just putting in the hours, putting in the work with it, it will feel beautiful as time goes on. And like with each shoot, it just gets softer and better and softer and better. Okay, now if you just received your moneymaker, you put it on and you feel like the hardware or the strap is just big for your frame, maybe you have a really petite frame, really tiny, or it just doesn't fit the way you want it to fit, you might have a look at our skinny. So what you'll notice in the skinny is the strap itself is not nearly as wide as the original, and it's much smaller hardware. So if you buy the original and you put it on and you just feel like it's just too much width and the hardware is too big for you, I personally like the wider one. It feels best on me, but some people, the skinny wears better. So if you put this on, you think it's just too big, well, we do make the skinny, which is a much skinnier strap and also has skinnier hardware. So it's a lot less material underneath here, which might work better on your frame. So next up is for you guys that like to use a tripod. So you'll notice that the moneymaker screws into the tripod mount, and so then you can't use a tripod with it. Well, we actually do make a screw that works with your basic tripod plate. So it's a longer screw. As you can see, it's longer and it's smaller to fit within the tripod plate. So you'll get a tripod plate, remove their included screw, and you can use our screw with it. It can slide in, and this will hold a few hundred pounds. You attach this to your camera, and this way you can use your camera, but the tripod plate always stays attached, so you can just pop it off and put your camera on a tripod. Now, this is our 3-camera setup. If you've already had the strap for a while and want to step up to using 3 cameras, no problem. You can just pick up 2 of our camera leashes from the website. We do sell the moneymaker in a 3-cam variation in the size drop-down menu, but you can always add 2 camera leashes at a later date, no problem. So I've got my camera leashes on attached right here, and I've got it attached to the rear D-ring running through the front D-ring, and I have it this way so it can sit higher up on the body. So if I'm doing really active work or if it's a really small camera, I like it higher up. But they're designed to attach to the front D-ring, so the camera will hang down here, so I'll show you how that works. All right, so here's what a camera leash looks like, and these are used as a wrist strap. You can just loop it through itself and use it for a wrist strap for your camera. Or you use 2 of these on the moneymaker like I said earlier. So you'll just slide this to the front D-ring right here, and it'll make its way through, and then it locks itself right here at the top D-ring. So now you're locked in, and you can attach your 3rd camera and bring it up to shoot, and you're ready to go for 3-camera setup. Now, when I'm using the strap, I always keep extra camera leashes attached to that rear D-ring up front. That way they're kind of out of the way, but it just gives me an extra place to clip things to, or I can quickly use the camera leashes for any other like small thing. I leave them on because I always find a use for them. So that might be something you think about when you're buying your moneymaker, to go ahead and get it in 3-cam setup, so you've got that ability to add a 3rd camera or just carry extra stuff that you may need throughout the day. Now I wanted to show you guys our leather safety lanyard. If you really wanted an all leather look, we make a leather safety lanyard which can be attached and used as a safety catch, but also can be used for a few other purposes as well. It's thicker and it has our small shackle, so it's definitely really strong and really durable, and it's definitely bigger than the safety catch that comes on the moneymaker, so you might need to think about that. But if you want that all leather look, we do make the leather safety lanyards extra on the site. And I actually use these for keychains a lot. I've even used these as a 3rd camera hookup right here. It's shorter and skinnier, so it has a different look. But the main thing is, it's just a leather safety catch. So if you want that all leather look, it's there for you on the site. The last thing I want to go over is what to do with the strap when you're done. When you're all finished up with your shoot, don't just take it off, ball it up, and throw it in your bag all sweaty and nasty. When you get home, take it out, lay it out, make sure everything is in place, or everything is attached how you want it, and then take it and hang it up on a hanger and put it in your closet or anywhere, but as long as it's hanging up, it allows the leather to breathe and to dry out properly. Don't just leave it in your bag all balled up. Now, if you stay tuned to the site, I am making a display rack here that'll be available on the site soon, but it'll be a display rack for all your moneymaker straps. You can hang multiple straps, bags, hats, jackets, whatever, but it's an awesome display rack that'll be here shortly. But the main thing is, don't just take your sweaty harness and throw it in a bag and let it just sit there. That's not a good idea. Take it off, hang it up on a hanger, and get it ready for your next shoot. Now, thank you so much for watching this long video. If you have any questions or concerns or ideas, don't hesitate to reach out to us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, our email address. We're always very quick to respond, and I love hearing your feedback because it always helps make our products better. And most of all, enjoy using your new moneymaker.